I study spiders and I apply them to conflict. How do spiders make webs? Because the webs are the places that stuff happens. Mm-hmm. That's how things move. Well, this concept pushed in my writing in the direction of identifying two big kind of broad categories. They're conceptual. They don't capture the full richness. One is that we've often operated in the way I was taught mediation with the notion of outside neutrals. People that are outside relationships and that are neutral. And we add to that impartiality. So neutrality is, at one level, how we're related to the situation. Impartiality is about not having biases and not affecting the outcomes. A whole range of things that we tend to categorize in those three terms. You go to Latin America, where I was at the grassroots level, and their notion is one of an insider partial. Okay, now insider means that you're looking for people within your network. Partiality. Now here's the curiosity. It's a curiosity in reference to our field. Partiality does not have to be seen as an obstacle. It can often be seen as a resource. In fact, the more I started to study, the more I realized it was everywhere. In the Middle East, if two clans, two families have a conflict, one has killed somebody from another's member, what do? They go to the uncle of the aggrieved family as the starting point for beginning the process of bringing the reconciliation to stop the revenge killings. Okay, now, what is that person? Well, that person first is in their networks. Second, that person is located as a partial, but is seen as a resource because partiality means deeper trust, deeper access, deeper connection. All right? Now, this is very curious because it places a wider set of resources within the range of what we're thinking about. But they are culturally very different in reference to the professional field of how we have typically thought about neutrality. And so I come back in and out of North American context, and I get questions, 10 years later, from people that say, we've got a mediation center. We want to work with the Hispanic community, but nobody comes. Okay, so why does nobody come? Why does nobody come? Well, number one, I'll give you my experiences in Denver in the early years of this.
No patas.
No patas. If you want to establish a way to connect, the very first thing you should do. I use the metaphor of the rain. So into every community, rain falls. When rain falls, it channels itself and it goes places. Watch where it goes. It's like conflict. In every community, conflict falls, and it's going to channel itself. Watch where it goes. Start asking people, on whose doorsteps do these things show up? Those are the people you want to get in, start your cooperation with. All right? Now, they're going to bring whole different ways of thinking about what they're doing. But if you connect to where the rain goes,
well,
you've got access to some things that are very interesting in reference to real life situations.